Hello traders, welcome to ChrisFX. You should be excited because today I'm showing a stupid easy scalping strategy that even beginners can use. If you follow the steps that I'm gonna show you, you can make lots of profits every single week, and I'm gonna explain it to you step by step. Just before we begin with the video, we have been rocking it with the trading signals, and here is some proof, as you can see on the screen right now, of the trades that we took this week. We catch the absolute tops and absolute bottoms every single time, literally, and you will see for yourselves in case that you join. And of course, you can use those fantastic strategies, even the free strategy that I'm showing right here, on the prop firms that I'm featuring on chrisfxoriginal.com/propfirms. You can find the links down in the description, and you can apply the codes that I have right here for the top discounts. Let's begin now with the video. So we go ahead and begin with this strategy, and I'm gonna show you how you could be trading this week, especially if you're a beginner, and you could be making money using simple steps and simple tips. You don't need to overcomplicate it if you are not an expert on trading. So now, after we had reacted from this bottom area right here, which is an order block. Of course, the wicks are order blocks. We continue with the bullish run. The week has ended. I want you to wait at least for Monday, at least for the 9:30 open of Monday, which is gonna show you potentially what price is willing to do. So if I start right here, and I can also add this beautiful indicator, power of 3, if you're gonna use it, you go right here and you say HTF power of 3 by 2 degrees, okay, you add it on the chart. I have it set as a daily, so it represents the daily candlestick, and let's go right now on the open. You remember this week, as of the making of this video, this week, which goes from the 27th until the 31st, which is today of January 2025, we left this enormous gap right here, and as we know, those gaps usually 99% of the time are gonna be filled in the same week on Nasdaq. Okay, so we have this first thing to begin with, and we have this huge gap. Of course, at this time, I'm not gonna even look at my chart. I will wait for the 9 to 9:30 to arrive, and here I am. Before the 9:30, I can already tell you what do I see right here. I can zoom out, and I can see that we are reacting from those areas down here after we had this huge reaction. Of course, you can go to the daily time frame again and question what am I expecting, especially if you are experienced on Nasdaq. I have reacted now from this beautiful order block right here. Those steps are necessary in order to get your bias. If you don't get your bias, this strategy is not gonna work. Of course, I'm teaching countless of those things in my academy regarding bias, in the one-on-one mentoring, and of course in the signals. I'm also doing educational lessons every single day where I'm going live. I'm going live for 1 hour every single day, and of course I'm sharing my chart, and you can follow everything that I'm highlighting on a daily basis. So this is besides the point though. We have identified that now price is reacting from this area right here. Now this is a scalping strategy, so we will be using the 1 minute time frame. Now, I will take you a step backwards even, because our strategy starts a little bit earlier. Of course, you can go in front of your charts way later on, but it is absolutely fine. What I want you to see now, because with this strategy, you're not gonna be using any order blocks, let's say specifically, you will be using support and resistance levels, but I'm gonna give you one small tip. Of course, this represents, it is probably the first time that I'm sharing something that represents 2 to 3% of what I'm actually doing, but this is part of it, let's say, kind of. If you recall, people were talking or are still talking about the so-called flag pattern, where you are creating something like that. And this, if you recall, this was representing something like a flag. So they were calling this thing a flag pattern. Okay. Now, of course, we are all retail traders. None of us knows how the banks are working. I can tell you with high significance that we can catch the tops and the bottoms as I showed you from the images this week, and I have all of the recordings. If anything that I'm saying is a lie, for example, then you can go ahead and say, Chris, you lied and I want my money back, 1000% guaranteed, and you have this video as proof, okay? If we are not catching the absolute bottoms, but you will see that we are doing so. Now, what I want you to do, since you have established that price has reacted from a higher time frame area, I want you to wait for some form of liquidity grab, let's say, especially an impulsive liquidity grab, which as a beginner you can call it however you want. I don't like those names, the flag patterns and stupid stuff like that. I'm not even using those concepts actually, but I just have this strategy for beginners. You can also use it, of course, as a more advanced player and make money. There's no question about that. And I want you to see some grab of liquidity, then an explosion. And then what we will be doing, simply we will be highlighting the area and we will be taking our trade. Now the stop loss, because of course this is a beginner strategy, it is going to be quite larger, but what matters is that you will have some success. This is all that matters. Okay, let's take this pattern that I highlighted right here and let's take it over here as an example. Okay, very nice. So what we have here, if I am to draw this thing, we have a move which is actually like that. I'm drawing this thing for you. I have drawn until here and then I remember that we have a break because we saw it, of course. Okay, and then we have a break. Beautiful. So I'm taking this thing right now and I'm transferring it to the right. What do you see? Do you see what I talked about? You see, you have established a bias. Without the bias, you are not doing anything. From the daily time frame, you know, for example, that I need to go bullish. I was 99% certain personally. And you have created this thing, which is kind of like a flag pattern, but with a grab of a last liquidity. This part is that is of major interest to us because it manipulated traders into shorting right here. So I have drawn exactly this thing. Again now, our entries with the signal service, as you have seen, and as you can see on the screen right now, I am posting again those examples. Our entries go from such tiny spots such as this one over here. And yes, believe it or not, we get those spots absolutely correct. And again, you will find out when you join. I'm not gonna share any other info with you, but if it is a lie, you have money back guarantee, and you have this video right here as proof to show to WOP and say, Chris said that they are doing this and this, but they are never doing this and this, okay? And they will go ahead and refund you all of the amount of money. Okay, this is something that I decided to do fully transparently. This video is not gonna be deleted. You can use it as proof. And of course, you will get your refund absolutely if I'm lying. Okay, but you will be excited absolutely. So what I want you to do, since you have established this thing, you can go ahead and take this trade. Now, you don't expect price to come all the way down here. So instead of going ahead and having this massive stop loss, go ahead and have a stop loss right here, or you can even have a stop loss which is going to be below this candlestick right here. And yes, you might say, Chris, this is an enormous stop loss of 264 ticks. But if you know the slightest about how Nasdaq is moving, even as a beginner, you can make tons of money. In 15 minutes, Nasdaq can run thousands of ticks, 1000 ticks as an example. And you can go in these occasions again for your 2-to-1 reward to risk, which is something simple for beginners. Okay, and you see price is doing that. Now, you are not finished. You are in this trade as an example. This is a scalping strategy. We can call it absolutely scalping. Excuse me, let's do that. You would place a pending order instantly. Do you see now something new? I will add this one. I will add this one on a new group and I will call it scalp 1. Then I will hide it and I will show you the second situation. Do you see the second situation right here? And again, I'm giving away, let's say, a 3% of what I'm teaching in my premium. Okay, do you see something similar right here? Yes, you do. You have this thing that is called flag pattern, and this is the only situation where those concepts, as they call them, they are working. Most of the times, if you don't have the daily bias, if you don't know what you are doing, again, we have tiny areas from where we are entering. We know exactly where price is gonna come, believe it or not. Okay, and we get it right most of the times. And when we don't get it right, we still win the trade. It is just that price might penetrate the area for a bit and then go a little bit. Okay, that's all. You see though, the very same thing, you see it right here. Fantastic. So right now, you are on your second trade. You can even save some space for you. You can even do something like that and say that I'm going to be entering from the bodies. This is again a strategy for beginners, guys. Okay, I am not trading like that. You can have the stop loss here in this occasion, or you can increase it and have it all the way down here. There is a possibility that this is going to be retested. In this occasion, there is a reason for price to come even deeper, as an example. Okay, not necessarily a huge reason, but it is up to you to figure it out. Again, you are going for a 2-to-1 reward to risk. And now we will take this one and we will create a new group and we will say this is scalp number 2. Now you are inside those two trades. Okay, you are activated in these two trades over here. You have nothing to be afraid of because if Nasdaq goes and has reacted and you have a clear bias, then Nasdaq is going to go. Now here, let's see. Let's see if we have a third opportunity. And yes, we do have a third opportunity right above each other. And I'm going to go ahead and hide those two. It is up to you if you're going to reposition. I told you, you will be using those situations where price is going to be giving some form of flag pattern, let's say. Well, what we are calling a flag pattern right here, because we are not necessarily trading patterns, let's say, but trading is a pattern identification industry. So instead now of seeing something like that as a beginner, excuse me guys, instead of seeing something like a downward situation, you are seeing something similar in an upward situation. Okay, you are seeing this thing, but with a grab of liquidity. In the end, we are grabbing additional liquidity again. Perfect. And then we have this up move. Again, I will take another trade right here. And this one is going to have a stop loss below this area right here, or even I can do it below this area. Hopefully price doesn't come all the way down there. And I will say I will have this as a third scalp. I will add it on a new group and I will say scalp number 3. Okay, and yes, this has to do with this specific week. I'm showing you how to identify a bias. You have seen from the images that I'm posting right here. I cannot post the video because if I post the video, you will see the strategy and I'm not gonna show it to you. So here we are into 3 scalps, guys, and we are looking forward to our profits. We see that we have hit all of the profits right here. Okay, we have hit all of the profits. Right here, we have made 2-to-1, 2-to-1, and 2-to-1. You shouldn't be afraid of entering those trades consecutively right here. There is no issue at all. Here again, you have created something similar, and you can go ahead and identify this precious area and wait for a retracement and for you to enter yet another trade right here. Let's see if price makes it back. Price, let's see if it would, yeah, it would activate you in the trade even. This is absolutely ridiculous, even for beginners. To the tick, price comes back, activates you and gives you another 2-to-1 reward to risk. So starting from Monday, and already on Monday, even until the 9:30, right here, until the 9:30, you have already made an 8RR, let's say, situation. You haven't lost a single one of those trades, and the concept can absolutely, continue. Since you have this pattern right here, you can enter from its top, place a stop loss below it, and go for a 2-to-1 reward to risk. And let's see if this works, and this eventually stops you out. But we have created the similar situation. This is the first loss right here. If price makes it down here, I will be doing the same thing with the stop loss below this area. And we are in this trade. And of course, this trade takes ages. Probably we are out of this trade as well. And we are out of this trade as well, guys. Okay, again, with my strategy, the way that I'm teaching it in the premium, those things are not gonna even happen. It is very rare, okay, because you have very specific areas and you know exactly what you're doing. Even this thing right here would be a win for you because you would be positioning exactly over here and you would have made already 469 ticks. You would have closed either the whole trade or tons of partials. Still, 2 RR we lost, 8 RR we made. Okay, let's proceed a little bit forward. And if you are very cautious and you have a great eye for those little details, you will be able to find similar situations over here as an example. Okay, you see another kind of flag pattern being created. I'm not quite sure if this works in this occasion, but this is something that repeats itself again and again and again. Of course, this is a strategy for beginners again, okay? I did Monday actually, I did the whole Monday and we took, which I never advocate that you do of course, but if you don't know any better and if you have not taken education from me, that I am probably the only transparent person out there, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. If you would be willing to be in the market the whole day, you lost 2, you won 4, okay, which of course is not a huge sample, but I gave you a template as a beginner on how to work and how to make profits. And here you have made 6 RR, you have passed all of the kinds of prop firms that you have in your mind. The prop firms you can find on chrisfxoriginal.com again, and you can go ahead and apply code ChrisFX. But of course, for Tick Trader, we have further codes that are giving you other discounts for separate accounts. You go to the website, home right here, and you can either go to education, and if you click on education, it will take you to my ChrisFX Academy signals, etc. And if you go to prop firms right here, it will take you right here to the prop firms that I'm featuring. As you can see, of course, those are the best 3 that I'm advocating, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna stack up full accounts on those. Okay, on those 2, on this one, I am full. I need those 2 with full accounts as well. And life is absolutely great. Life continues and we are doing fantastic. Everybody is satisfied. So let's do a very quick recap, guys. You are going on the daily time frame. When the week is about to begin, you are waiting for Monday to give you some move, of course, at least until 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., let's say New York time. If you see, of course, a very good reaction earlier on, you are very good to start using this scalping strategy and making profits. And of course, if you want to learn even about bias, I'm teaching all of those things. Do not hesitate. You go ahead, you subscribe, and you learn for a lifetime. And you learn something that works and something from very, very specific points of interest, not just, of course, the huge areas that I showed you right here. Even though this concept on its own works, I'm using mainly the 15-minute and the 5-minute time frame where I'm identifying my very specific areas because I have found out something that works like a charm. Again, you will see it for yourselves. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notifications bell because it feels like my videos are not being promoted properly by YouTube. Like the video, share it with everybody, every single person that you see on the streets. Go ahead and show them and tell them this is ChrisFX. He's revolutionizing the futures trading space and this is the absolute truth. This is gonna do it for today, traders, and thank you all for watching. Until next time.